Tony Tukumbo Fernandez Show is all about promoting the true life and success stories of African and Caribbean achievers around the world. If there's a product or initiative you wish to share, feel free to give us a call. The number is 0788 280 9005. You're welcome to the Tony Tukumbo Fernandez Show. We're live here at the city of Leeds 2023, here with an amazing man, Mr. Wadson, who is the founder of the Anti-Racial Alliance, the biggest black-led alliance in the whole of Europe, also an author, activist, and also set up the Stephen Lawrence campaign with the parents many years ago. It's so amazing to see you here today, here in the city of Leeds, as part of the Leeds and African Business African Enterprise Exhibition. Welcome to the show. How are you feeling today, sir?
Very good, now that I've met a brother in Tony, who I've just discovered is Nigerian and Jamaican, like me, who was an excellent master of ceremonies today, kept us all to time.
Thank you so much, and it's amazing to meet you today. The theme of the exhibition today was Stephen Lawrence, 30 years on, and we were looking for solutions, and you were the moderator for the panel. What does a day like this mean to you? And can you tell the listeners around the world a bit about yourself and your background as well?
Well, a really tremendous event, as you said, at the Leeds African International Cultural and Political Festival that's running for several days. My sister Didi organised it, and big praise to her. Very important to come out of London. You know, there's a lot of things happening in the north of England in terms of the black diaspora, the African diaspora. So it was an amazing experience for me. My background is I started in the very early 80s as a reporter and presenter, first in radio, BBC Radio, and then on independent television news as the first British-born African Caribbean man doing my job. And on other channels, at BBC, there was Maurice Stewart, that people may remember, and for ITN, Independent Television News, Trevor McDonald. So we were kind of like the 3 degrees.
You know, life is all about creating legacies, and you seem to have created legacies in your time here in the UK for black people itself. What legacies are you most proud of today?
Well, I'm proud to have been able to set up the Anti-Racist Alliance in 1991, November. As you mentioned, it went on to become the largest black-led movement in Europe. We managed to get the laws changed on a few occasions to make racial violence and harassment specific criminal offences. We helped the parents of murdered black teenager Stephen Lawrence, Dorian and Neville Lawrence, set up their justice campaign. And then there was the public inquiry, the McPherson inquiry of 1999, that made big recommendations about how the police had to change. It's still a racist institution, I'm afraid, but a lot of changes were brought in to policing practice as a result of that inquiry. And then 19 years later, 2 of the murderers of Stephen Lawrence, Gary Dobson and David Norris, were finally locked up for life. But I'm afraid that they were just accomplices. The actual murderers, the brothers Neil and Jamie Acorn, are still at large, still free from jail. And I note that just the other day, the BBC, a very brave reporter, doorstepped them and confronted those 2 brothers, and they gave no comment. Equally disturbing is that the 3 detectives, the murder squad detectives, that failed to follow blatant evidence that would have led them to the murderers, it's been announced they won't be prosecuted for their dereliction of duties, for them failing to do their job properly, to catch the murderers. And what's quite bizarre is that Doreen and Neville Lawrence were spied on by the police, and so was I, and so was Imran Khan, the lawyer that I brought in. So instead of chasing the murderers, they were spying on us, trying to dig up dirt to discredit us in the public mind. Isn't that a disgrace?
The journey continues. The journey continues, and we still look for solutions of making the world a better place. Today, what message do you have for Africans and Caribbeans around the world who are still one people? What's the message for them today to be the change they want to see in the future?
My message to Africans throughout the world, and I'm one of them, is that together we are mighty. As the great Jamaican Pan-Africanist Marcus Garvey said, Africa for the Africans at home and abroad. And we must value and absolutely demand rightful education for our children so that they can advance in the STEM subjects, science, technology, English, mathematics, and become the champions that I know so many of them are. We have geniuses in our midst as an African community. Our greatest resource is not just that Mother Africa has more minerals than any other continent in the world, but it's our people. And we've got to rise up as mighty Africans and realize our rightful place in society as champions and the heroes of the ancestors. We owe it to them to succeed and to go forward and to prosper.
It's amazing to meet you today, and we urge you to continue promoting our stories in your journey. And God bless you.
Thank you so much, Brother Tony.
Thank you.